Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Rhypi here, and welcome back to Heroes Might and Magic 3, the Complete Edition. Today, we're gonna start with the single scenarios. We're gonna play a couple of them, just to get familiar with each of the creature types more than what we did in tutorials. So, let's get started. So, on the scenario map for a single player, you can do show available scenarios, and because we're in complete edition, shows all the different kinds of maps available to us across all three games. We can press random map, where we can select the map size, how many human or computer players, how many teams there are, how many computer only players, how many computer only teams, how much water content, and what is strength of the monsters themselves. And we can see the random map, or we can just begin without seeing anything. There's a lot of options available to us, and if we want to have an underground map or not. But we're not going to do that right now. Maybe towards the end of the series we'll try it out. And then for any map, so like just to showcase it, all for one, it will show the scenario description, the name up here, what size of the map it is, the victory condition, the loss condition, what is the default ally, and the enemies. You choosing the map difficulty. We can go from easy, normal, expert, master, and champion, if I recall. Don't remember the names. Let's see if I remember them. Easy, normal, hard, expert, then impossible. Okay. So. And then rating will be boosted by how more difficult the map difficulty versus player difficulty. In this case, since it currently shows impossible and it's supposed to be a normal map difficulty, it's 200% rating. So it just depends on the map. We're gonna put it back on normal for now. And here, we player name handicap type, so we can type our name if we want to, so just keeping player. So, but for now I'm gonna keep it player. This is where you can choose the starting town and sometimes it'll let you choose all towns like you see here, but sometimes it'll only let you select certain towns. Then once you select a town, you can choose a hero, make it random as well. And then starting bonus, you can do artifact, gold, and if I recall, resources. So depending on which town you choose, the resource will change accordingly of what they value the most in that. And then you can set handicap type. If you was doing a multiplayer, you can reduce the amount of turn duration that a player can make to make it harder for yourself that way as well. Well, if the map flag is on the left side, it means you can switch to it. If it doesn't have a flag, it means that it's completely random, and you can always choose what your opponents will have as well if that's something that you want as well. So with that in mind, there's different win scenarios. Typically defeat all enemies is the common one. We have the one where it's acquire artifact or defeat all enemies, similar to the rail that we had in the tutorials. we can have it where it defeats a monster, but also a different loss condition being that time expires. You can have it where you had to capture a town. Town to win. Or castle, but it usually says town. You can have it where you need to flag all mines or defeat all enemies. And similarly, you can have to flag all creature dwellings. And then here's the one that we had to build a grail stretcher. Or defeat a certain hero. And I think that's all. Oh no, there's one other one. Transport artifact is another victory condition. And I think that's all the different kinds of conditions that we have in this map. Yes. So with this in mind, after thinking about it a lot, first map we're going to do is called Knee Deep in the Death. It's a small map, and we only have one enemy to worry about. And we start with a castle, they start with Necropolis. Notice we have no starting heroes for either side. Means that there's heroes either available to us or that we start with no heroes on the map. But we can choose what we start with. I usually just like doing it random throughout because you never know what you're gonna get. And I'm gonna purposely keep it normal for now. Even though the map difficulty is hard, I just usually play normal setting. Maybe also towards the end of the game we'll play a challenging just to see how one looks. But I know that I don't usually play on the impossible setting. So with that in mind, we're gonna press begin. While on maneuvers, your army camped and fell into a deep sleep. Upon awakening, you find yourself surrounded by a massive army of zombies, many of whom appear to be your former perimeter sentries. Disoriented, you must escape and find your home. And we start with Christian, a level 4 knight. That we start with the item Hama Bastard Unicorn, and looks like we was given a random artifact Spyglass. Increase your scouting radius by 1. So we'll go ahead and equip that. So we have currently specialty ballista, so we have control of it. The ballista, and increase the attack and defense skill of any ballista for each level attained after the 4th level. So once we level up, it'll increase the damage. Currently have 4,500 experience, and we just need 100 more to go get to the next level. 30 spell points. We have 2 attack, 4 defense, 1 power spell power wise, 3 knowledge. We have expert pathfinding, which reduces the movement penalty for rough terrain by 75%. Advanced leadership, increase morale by 2. Basic artillery, that helps us gain control of the ballista besides just this specialty, allowing 2 shots with 50% chance to inflict double damage. And basic archery, increase the damage done by range attacking creatures by 10%, mainly our archers. So we talked about during tutorials each of these guys, and because it's a different layout than just the starting units, we can't just keep refreshing till we get one that we want. So with that in mind, I'm going to just move the pikemen over here, keep the swordsman here, and for now keep both archers here. Marksman is the upgraded unit, but we'll talk about that when we are getting a chance to upgrade. Because one of the reasons why I chose this map is that I eventually want to talk about the upgrade of the castle, since we haven't discussed it from the previous map, besides the archangels that they gave us in the tutorial map. So with that, we have a pack of Walking Dead, lots of Walking Dead, pack of Walking Dead, and lots of Walking Dead. So for this map, because I know where I'm going, I'm gonna go to the left, but once we battle something, I'm gonna go ahead and bring the Crusader, not Crusader, that's the upgraded unit, the Swordsman, and we'll talk about that later. Swordsman's up here, but before we do that, I'm gonna go over the Convex Options. You can view Hex Grid, which I have available, just I like the setting, being able to see all the grid. Movement Shadow, where you can see how much each of your units can move, because if we don't select it, you see we don't have shadow, so you have to rely on how you know no enemy moves. The cursor shadow, which I don't typically like, but it can help you if you want to make sure you know what you're selecting, or if you decide not to have movement shadow, you can use the cursor shadow to show which hex you're on, especially if we're not on a grid. You can do it like this, so you know which hex you're on. You can see spec book animation or not. You can speed up the animation of the battle, change the music volume as much as you want, or the effect volume. You can do auto combat options. You can turn off which one doesn't involve during an auto combat. So like if you want to select catapult, you can turn that off when you do auto combat to make sure you still do it. And creatures info, you can do it where you show all statistics or spells only. So for example, you can have it where it always shows sit and shows the spells that would be cast on the creature if we had it. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off, and we can say spells only. So if we was looking at, we'll see the spells only of each of these units, but I usually don't keep that on, so with that in mind. The Walking Dead is an Apocalypse level 2 creature that, as it says, is undead, so it has a -1 morale automatically, has 5 attack, 5 defense, 2 to 3 damage per Walking Dead, 15 health per Walking Dead, and a speed of 3, the slowest Necropolis enemy in the game. So for now, I'm gonna go ahead and bring the swordsmans up there. We're gonna wait on our archer on both sides, but bring our pikemen to help defend, and the high morale kicks in of our advanced leadership. We're gonna still wait for our other archer. So remember, because it's speed of 3, they only can move 3 spaces. So I'm gonna attack with everything. Gonna wait, and wait again. So now, instead of the half attack, we can now do full attack with this one. But because we're able to, our archer should be able to, so let's help out the ones down here. And I was correct. Defend. And so, just so my pikeman doesn't have to worry about that much damage, we're gonna do it down there again, and we're gonna wait again, even though we could attack the enemies now, but because now this one has more, and we just got the double damage crit, or proc, I should say. Gonna now attack with the pikemen. And we won our first battle. We got 240 experience, which is enough for a level up. And we gain an attack. We can either get advanced archery or basic navigation. Because I know that this map, this is not going to be really helpful for us. So I'm going to select advanced archery. That's at 10%, it's now 25% of increased damage. And once you battled at least one, you'll get the nose. Because we don't currently have a town, you have lost your last town. If you do not conquer another town in the next week, you will be eliminated. So with this in mind, because I know where the town is, I'm gonna go straight there. But this is why it's considered a hard map, because if you don't know where you're going, you are liable to lose within the first week. So I'm gonna go to the left here, gain Alchemist Lab, and pack of zombies, which is the upgraded units of the Walking Dead, so we'll have similar attack patterns, slightly different numbers, and different stats because of it. That is disease, which if I remember right, once it's attacking someone, it gains weakness on the opponent, if I recall. Still has the same attack and defense and damage, but the health is now 20 instead of 15, and speed is now 4 instead of 3. So a little bit more resilient. So we're gonna bring the swordsman up here again, and pikemen's down here once it's their turn. And like I thought, we don't have any spells since we're knight. I want to double check. So notice they're moving a lot faster than the Walking Dead. And we're gonna go ahead and attack the one with more of them. Gonna wait again, wait, and wait. And as you notice, the map terrain can change no matter what X% we are. Did 13 archers, got 2 archers, got 2 as well. Wait, and wait again. And this time I'm actually going to attack the one down here, since I know my swordsman has better defense than my pikeman. That was a lucky high morale click. Gonna go ahead and attack with pikemans. Got it down to 1. So we became suddenly ill. So disease, spell affecting the army. So if I remember correctly, like I said, either affects damage or that you lose more health. I can't remember offhand. We're gonna go ahead and attack that one so it's out, and use swordsman to clean up the other one. And we won. Got 340 experience this time since it was a pretty unit. And now we keep moving forward. Whoops. So notice we have garrison that currently shows no enemies, but even though it shows no enemies because it's flagged, if it does have anyone there, we'll have to attack it before we can claim it. It appears that you have become the victim of a legend that claims that on the full moon of the first year of the 7th cycle of the worm, the Necrolord will arrive and rise the dead from their graves to take back the land of the living. If you can only find the Necrolord and banish him. ... And we currently have only 6 more days before We'll banish. Gonna go to the witch hut to see what skills contain. And we get basic wisdom, which allows us to learn 3 level spells, which isn't too bad, but there could have been better ones. Get a wagon. Now, we come across the old wagon, and 2 didn't quite make it to the safe terrain, and we get 4 sulfur. And now we'll attack the garrison. In this case, it has 2 sets of 5 skeletons and 5 zombies, so much weaker than the ones that we had leading up to it, because it only has 5 zombies and the skeletons are level 1, have an attack of 5, defense of 4, damage 1 to 3, and health is only at 6, but it has the same speed as the Walking Dead. I mean, not Walking Dead, zombies. Gonna use the same attacks as before. For now, notice that the zombie is heading over here, since it knows that this is a weak routine. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and slowly work on the skeletons, since we know they take less damage. And because we know that they take less damage, I'm gonna actually bring the swordsmen down, because these archers should get them. Yep. And now the zombies have started to advance. Gonna use the archers to start attacking the zombies. I'll use the ballistic to finish up that. Gonna press wait to let the zombies move first. And now everything should be able to beat them easily. Alright, and we gain only 160 experience in battle. And if we want to leave enemies, we could. And I don't know if this is one that we can't remove them once we take it, so I'm not gonna do any right now. Gain chest. And let's go ahead and gain experience. Let's be at level 6 and gain defense. And now we get either advanced wisdom that lets us learn 4 level magic, or basic wisdom that allows us to regenerate 2 spell points per day. Gonna go ahead and select advanced wisdom and get more archers in the archers tower. Training post is kind of like a marketplace, but outside. Gonna ignore it for now and go to the scholar on the next turn. You hear a sick, evil laughter on the wind. Do you really hear it, or was it just your overactive imagination? And we only have 5 turns left. And we get another defense skill, excuse me. And then we're gonna go to the rally flag. You rally your troops under this flag, renewing their spirits and lifting their spirits. You feel at your peak and can travel a bit further today. So we can travel further, we get more morale and more luck. So we actually have more luck than what we usually do. So sometimes our armies get lucky to do double damage in attack. So that's why a decent stack of each is handy. And go to Fountain of Fortune to get good luck. So now, oops, we're now at more luck. Gonna get ore, and we can either attack the Walking Dead next turn to get artifacts, or we can go straight to the Skeleton Warriors. I think I'm gonna go straight to the Skeleton Warriors after I pick up one of the ores. We have 30 Skeleton Warriors, and they're the upgraded units of the Skeletons, which their attack and defense is 1 higher, speed is higher, but damage and health per skeleton warrior is the same. So now, gonna go to archers here. And because we gain 9 more, that one's gonna attack more. And because of that, we was able to one-shot that skeleton warrior. So, pretty powerful. Oh, double damage hit for the ballista. Gonna go ahead and bring this swordsman down here. And we can now destroy this ourselves. And they were small enough to attack us, so we don't have to worry about much. We can now visit a temple. We gain more morale. And we can go to a wagon next turn. We only have 3 days left to capture a town, and I know could go to the Walking Dead, but I want to focus on getting there. Now Walking got us 5 ore this time, and it was a little bit more Walking Dead this time, but it should be nothing beyond our control. Gonna wait like we usually do. Attack our range, direct range. Gonna wait, and wait again. This time we can attack the lower one. Oh, the double proc lets us get about the same amount of damage in. Bring the swordsman slowly down here. Now we're gonna be in a better position. Now we can attack the higher enemies. Didn't quite beat them this time, but that'll be fine. Gonna wait on pikemen. And because the swordsman's out here, it's gonna slowly get to here. And we got it. 360 experience. Gonna go to Shining Magic Incantation to get a skill called Real Air, which reveals the location of all unclaimed artifacts to the caster. So we know about these two, but it will tell us all the other ones that we don't quite see, so even if. And then we're gonna go to Refugee Camp. That this can recruit any hero. Heroes creatures. In this case, we get Chaos Hydra, which is the level 7 upgraded unit of the fortress. We're gonna go ahead and grab it since it's here because it resets once per week, and it will be a new unit at that point that costs 3,500 gold and 1 sulfur. So we'll lose the bonus of only having 1, but because advanced leadership, we'll still have good morale. So the Chaos Hydras, will explain it more again when we do a map or just one. Fortress, or am I thinking of different game that's called for Fortress? Regardless, it has attack default of 16, defense of 20, damage is 25 to 45, health is 250 since it's level 7, speed is 7, so faster than our swordsman's currently, if I recall. Yep. And then the one thing you don't see it talking about unless you right click, attacks all adjacent enemies and enemies cannot retaliate. So similar to the Cerberus that we had happen to in the Archdevil that we saw in the tutorial map that had the similar skill cannot retaliate, and so this with the attack all adjacent enemies. So we're gonna go to the fountain, and we're almost to the town, so we'll be just fine. We have 2 more days, and we have plenty of time. We got more luck, and now let's attack the town. So, 2 stacks of 10 skeletons, 2 stacks of 5 Walking Dead, and 2 knights. 7 attack, 7 defense, 3 to 5 damage per right. Health of 18, speed of 5. That it is undead and regenerates, meaning that when it's their turn, if it's not at full health, it has power to regenerate itself. Not always to full, if I recall, but does regenerate a little bit of health. And if I remember right, the regenerate only goes up to the max health of the one it's not. It doesn't heal it past that. So I'm gonna move the Chaos Hydras up down here. Bring the swordsman's there. And because I know they're gonna be focusing on defense, I'm actually gonna start attacking the archers now. I'm not. Start attacking with the archers, I should say. And we are now done with the rights, which is a good start. I'm gonna put the pikemen here. I'm gonna actually wait to see how the others move, and that's why I waited, because we might be able to have a clear shot to attack that. Just remember, if we're in a castle, where they are in castle, it's harder to hit. Not quite, but still not bad damage to start off with. And I'm actually gonna wait to see how the opponent moves. Gonna attack everything that we can see. And because it's still technically in the town, that's why it still has half damage. Gonna defend. Gonna attack. Gonna defend. And let's go ahead and head that way. And guys. Hydras to 73 that time. So, because of the extra attack, it does more damage. I forgot to say that last time. High morale when it doesn't really matter. Wow, it's procting like crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and let the Hydra attack. Now use all the range attacks. And we're done. And we gained a decent amount of experience that time. I forgot what the number. It goes 806. And now we're here. So I'm gonna purposely leave the Chaos Hydra behind. And actually, nah, gonna keep it with me. Gonna go ahead and buy the griffins that we see. Buy the upgraded pikemen called the Hydras. We'll talk about in a second. And recruit the archers. And view the Mage Guild, which already has view air, which we retain, but we get view earth, cure, shield, and haste. Not bad spells for our units. Gonna go ahead and bring archers that way. And I'm gonna actually upgrade our pikemen to be over here. And bring the griffins over here. The halberdiers is 6 attack, 5 defense, 2 to 3 damage, and 10 health, if I recall. Still 10 health, but the damage is a lot more, which is not bad. We can get ourselves another ballista if we wanted to, but I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade to get more swordsmen. And gonna go ahead we have a decent amount. We're gonna go ahead and start collecting things that we didn't get the first time. And what other heroes can we recruit this time? We can get back from when we was at the tutorial part, which we'll probably do, and see his default stuff, or we can do Ulan, the druid, that's the rampart magic user, but we'll talk about him at a later point. For now, we're gonna do Lord Heart. And upgrade our pikeman. And then Lord Heart, by default, has the same as other knights, but we haven't seen a default knight if I recall. So 2 attack, 2 defense, 1 power, 1 knowledge. Actually, I think the tutorial had that same amount, but just extra skills. But his default is basic leadership and basic state. We're gonna keep him right here for now. We're gonna make sure that he gets the refugee camp to see what comes this time. And then do 2 more turns and end the video. Gain the sawmill. And this has potentially become lots instead of pack, but I know we can still beat it. And we're gonna right here. And when you exit town, it still plays the town a little bit of the music before you enter. And I'm gonna go ahead and do just that. A shipment from the outer reaches of your kingdom arrives. The shipment is one of vital imports. Many of the supplies you'll need for the coming battle are included. So, in this case, about 5 of every resource, besides gold being 3,000, which isn't too bad. Not all maps give you resources. That's nice when they do. And this time, I'll try to proclaim Week of the Troglodyte. I think it's how you pronounce it, Troglodyte. Growth plus 5, all dwelling increased population. So when they say that's the growth plus 5, whatever that number is if we have this unit, more that we can buy. But I've noticed if you upgraded a unit, it doesn't always show it as that. So be cautious about that. But this is an example of when you get growth. So we're gonna end right here before we go to week 2 and see more of this map. My name is Rhypi. Have a good night or day, depending on when you're watching this video. Bye bye.